My name's Jen, and I love camping, canoeing, hiking, all kinds of outdoor adventures. I've been doing it my whole life. I invite you to join me. Subscribe to my channel, follow along, see what fun we're going to have next, because you know what? There are so many adventures still to come. Hey everybody, it's Jen. This is Jen Goes Camping. Thanks so much for clicking on the video. It is the first weekend of June, and it is the first weekend for backcountry camping in 2020. We are about to do the Serpentine route. Maybe the loop, maybe an in and out. We haven't completely decided. We're currently sitting on Anstruther Lake, which is the lake you put in on. It's a huge lake with lots of cottages and boats, and this is the calmest I have ever seen it. I've been paddling this lake for probably 25 years and I've never seen it this calm. So we are making fantastic time and heading towards the Rathbun portage. We're out here for 3 nights, and yeah, thanks for coming along. I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. So we've paddled across Anstruther Lake, and ahead of me is the portage into Rathbun, which isn't long. It's maybe 215 meters. There's some guys going up there right now. There they are. But it's uphill and very rocky. So we'll take our time with it. This is what I mean about this trail being very steep. If it was wet, this would be very slick. We are double tripping our portages on this excursion, so we're trying to be smart about it. Okay. And the rocks. That is a massive, massive wolf spider. Look at that beautiful cliff. This is what you see up in the Highlands. It's so pretty. So we've paddled across Rathbun. We're coming up to the creek, and our next portage will be up here. The conditions are just perfect. Look at that. It's so smooth. Okay, so we've made it through the Rathbun Creek there, and we are at the last portage of our day, which is uphill and into Copper Lake. Look at this crazy beaver dam rapids. It's like stone rapids, and then there's a beaver dam built on top of it. Oh, this is so pretty. And then there's a sneaky little cottage over here. Are you having a good time? Here we are, site 235 on Copper Lake. This is a really private, secluded site in its own little bay. It faces east, which is perfect for us tonight. It's perfect for us tonight because we're actually expecting heavy thunderstorms all evening and through the night. So we are on the most protected side of the lake, and I think we'll be fine. We're not even feeling breeze right now, so I think we'll be safe here. So we're going to get some water filtered and get the gear brought up and get the tents up and just kind of relax and catch our breath, because it's 32 degrees Celsius out right now. It's really hot. First injury of the trip. And look at that nice little puncture wound. Foolish of me, in a hurry to pull the canoe up, and I backed up into that stick and it jabbed me. Not fair. So Shoxy and I would like to give you a tour of the bug zone. We're all set up here. Come here, bud. You can see there's lots of space in here. Here he is, checking it out. Lots of space in here. We didn't put the picnic table in here because it just takes up way too much room. We'd rather be able to just sit on our chairs. Oh, going all the way.
Too cold.
So grody looking.
You look like you kind of laid down and just went out a little bit and came back.
It's gross here. Oh my gosh, I feel so much better after jumping in the lake and just kind of getting cleaned off. It was so sweaty and gross after today. It's 32 degrees Celsius plus humidity. It's a sticky, sticky day. But oh, I feel like $1,000,000 now. So kind of gonna give you a quick sweeping tour of the campsite. So here is, you can see the canoe way down there. And you come up here and here's the fire pit. And look at all this wood that was left by either people here in the wintertime fishing or from last year. Swing past, ignore my laundry hanging up to dry there. And you can see how deep this site is. We've got the no bug zone, then the tent, and then you kind of walking around the picnic table. That's the trail to the Thunderbox. There's Shoxy. There he is. So that's kind of like the whole long view of the campsite. It's a huge site. Yes! First try! That never happens! You are a little boldster, aren't you? I think you're going to be a problem. There is so much interesting flora around this campsite. Can't remember what these little guys are, but I'll look it up when I get home. But this is wintergreen, in case you need to be minty fresh. You can chew the leaves, it tastes fantastic. We've got these spectacular ferns, just beautiful. We've got this little beauty here. Again, I don't remember what it's called. Oh, it's bugging me that I don't remember, but I'll look it up when I get home. Look at that, just beautiful. Let's see, they're just delicate little flowers. So lots to see in the woods here. It's also a nice mixture of oak trees and white pine. Of course, the plant you never want to see. A bit of poison ivy. But it's not on the trails, it's all out in the bush. There goes a beaver. Oh, why are you coming over here, buddy? He's very curious. Or, yeah. Oh, there he goes. Nope. Alright, so I'm going to get the fire going here. It's almost 7 o'clock. There's no birch bark here, so I've made some little shavings. And I've got my fine fuel, medium fuel, slightly larger fuel. You guys know I'm pretty OCD about getting my fires started. I like everything organized and ready to go. dinner tonight is really simple. We are going to share a monster steak. And then I have one of these little pasta side dishes. This one's Parmesan pesto. Nothing too exciting. Boil water, add this in, bring it up to a boil, cook your steak, eat, enjoy. But great for a first night. And again, we thought there was going to be horrible thunderstorms tonight, so we tried to keep it simple. And it's looking pretty nice right now. But this is going to be yummy. We need this. Oh, look at this thing. It's a beast. So here's our first night dinner. Giant steak that we're going to share, and our pasta side dish, which is the Parmesan pesto. It smells fantastic, and I can't wait to dig in. Hey everyone, so it's after 8 o'clock. We've enjoyed our fantastic dinner. That massive steak was exactly what we needed tonight. And I thought I'd give you a weather update. We were supposed to get heavy, severe thunderstorms from 2 p.m. today, all the way through to morning. And so there was a bit of a sense of urgency when we got on the water this morning to get here before that happened. And we did have a backup plan. We knew where the emergency sites were. We had ideas of what we could do in case we got caught in the storms. But we got here and the weather was great, and it was great all afternoon. And around 6 o'clock, we fired up one of the phones and were able to get the weather app to open, and all those storms and that heavy rain we were supposed to get is gone now. And we're supposed to get like a small possible thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon with minimal rain, and that's it. So this has been our bonus day and it's been fantastic. We're just relaxing, enjoying the fire now, watching the beaver that's been playing in the bay. And yeah, I mean, there wasn't even a lot of work to do because there was so much firewood left behind from previous campers last fall or people ice fishing this last winter. So that's what we're up to. It's getting later. We're relaxing. It's going to be an early night because we're pretty tired. And yeah, just enjoying our bonus day. Bugs got really bad. It's that time of night around 9 o'clock when they're like really intense. So we've just retreated to the no bug zone for a little bit. Kind of wait them out, and then we'll go back to the fire. Yeah, whippoorwills could be interesting tonight. Hey, whippoorwill, we're trying to play Yahtzee over here. It's so loud. It is late morning. We've had our breakfast, we've cleaned up camp, enjoyed a cup of coffee down by the water. We're just doing our last sweep, collecting up all our gear. Then we're going to say goodbye to Copper Lake, and we're off to Serpentine. Coming up on the portage, well, lift over, I guess, into the creek to head up to Serpentine. Oh, we're coming up on another lift over, a little beaver dam. We actually met up with a guy on one of the portages yesterday that told us he busted through this. Thank you very much, guy in blue shirt. I did not get your name. That was super fun. We got a good run at it. We went right up and then had to do the shimmy, shake the boat. And then of course Shoxy doesn't understand what that means, so he's trying to stand up. And anyways, I only had to get 1 foot wet and we got over and we're good to go. So we're gonna carry on up this creek. It's absolutely beautiful. I love this type of paddle. You never know what's around the next corner. No big water. It's good times. Little beaver lodge in here. So this is the beginning of the portage from the Serpentine Creek. It's going to be 200 meters. Thankfully it does not look like this. The rest of it is actually quite a lovely trail. As you can see, it looks like that. And it's 200 meters into Serpentine Lake. We've got a bunchberry. They're so pretty. And there's Serpentine Lake. Beautiful rocky shoreline here on Serpentine. Welcome to Serpentine Lake. We've made it to our campsite. And it's got a fantastic Rocky Point landing area. It's not our favorite site, but we haven't really got sorted yet, so I'm gonna hold off making a decision on what I really feel about it. But you walk up here, everything just smells like wintergreen and pine needles, and you've got the fire pit area. Not a big fan of this fire pit. I'll show you why. Because look at this rocks. Like, we're not going to be able to get very close. We're pretty much going to have to sit over here, I think, to get any heat tonight. And then here you go. I know at first glance it probably looks pretty open and flat, but when you get up, like I think this is supposed to be a tent pad, and it actually divots like this, so we'd all be rolling to the middle. And then this section here is all tree roots. We're thinking we're going to have to put the tent over here, which is the flattest area. Still lots of tree roots, but like I said, I'll holding back judgment until we get everything completely set up. But you can't beat this view. Look at that. Nice breeze to keep the bugs off. My dog digging in the dirt, finding a spot to lay down. Good times. Are you nesting? I guess he likes it here. Alright, we're going to get set up. The gear explosion. I'm going to show you what I did here, folks. I'm not a very tall person, so trying to get the rope up high enough for the no bug zone is always a challenge. So I've tossed the rope up and over that little branch, pulled it down tight, and then I've kind of got this knot going on. And that actually allows us to have the full height of the no bug zone. Just my little trick if you're, you know, only of average female height and you're trying to put up a tarp. Okay, so I'm going to show you what we've got going on. We've got the site all set up with the no bug zone, our tent and our gear all in it. Over on the picnic table in the full sun, we've got our charger out, and it was fully charged, but it also has the solar panels. We're charging up my headlight, and we've also got the 2 little LED lights we use in the campsite. They have their own little solar chargers on there. I'm also passively warming and rehydrating hummus for lunch. So this was powdered hummus that I made at home, and there's also broken up bits of roasted red pepper and sun-dried tomato in there. I've added some water. I'm going to let it sit in the sun for about 10 minutes. Then we'll eat. So this right here is a fantastic piece of standing deadwood. It's hardwood, and that will be more than enough than we could ever burn tonight. So I'm going to try to safely get that dragged down and pull it out of the bush. So that's not going to come down without a fight, and I don't want to fight with it. So I'm going to get the saw and safely cut it off lower down. I almost forgot you. Almost forgot about our lunch. Got so distracted by all the firewood collecting. Here is our hummus rehydrated that has sun-dried tomatoes and roasted green peppers. We've got some wheat thins, cheese, and pepperettes. So charcuterie lunch today for us. And the bagger over there. As you can see, I've started my wood processing. This is kind of my medium fuel. I have my fine fuel, my large fuel over here. I haven't started cutting with the saw yet. Still just working on breaking up all the small stuff. But all of this was just in the campsite. Early June camping, nobody's been here yet this year. There's so much winterfall just available. So that's not too bad. We're not having to work hard for it, that's for sure. And I'll get around to sawing all this up as the afternoon goes by. It's about 7 o'clock at night. The heat finally broke. We had a bit of rain about an hour ago. And it's time to get the fire going. Just mostly to scare away the bugs and also because we need to cook dinner soon. Everybody, so it is dinner time on day 2, and I wanted to share with you what we're having. We're having a butter chicken meal, and it's mostly dehydrated, except for I love this flavor pack that I got at my grocery store. It comes in this little box. I'll show you. It's actually more of a flavor pouch like this. So that is the butter chicken curry paste. In here I have 1 1/3 cups of whole grain minute rice, 3 tablespoons of coconut milk powder. In here I have a can, one of the large Costco cans of chicken that I've dehydrated, along with dehydrated zucchini, carrots, I think there's roasted green peppers in here, all kinds of good stuff. Yeah. So the plan for dinner is I'm going to put all the dehydrated veggies and meat into my pot with just enough water to cover it. Bring that to a simmer. Let that simmer for 5 or 6 minutes until it's all soft. Then I'm going to add in the rice with the coconut milk and the flavor packet, and then another cup of water. Bring that to a boil, let it simmer until thickened, and we'll call that dinner. Like a couple more minutes. We're almost there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off and just let it sit for 5 or 6 minutes, and that will finish off the minute rice and plump everything up and thicken the sauce. Now we have to actually just wait 5 minutes before we eat. Okay, so our butter chicken has been sitting for about 7 or 8 minutes. Oh, it smells so good. We couldn't wait any longer. This is a monster meal, but we deserve it. We've worked hard this trip. The only thing is I was halfway through cooking it and I was like, oh man, I should have brought naan bread to dip with it, but next time we'll bring naan bread. So clearly lots for seconds. And we're gonna dig in. So it's about 9 o'clock. We just finished dinner and we're gonna do some dishes soon. The bugs are horrendous, which we shouldn't be surprised because this is early June in Ontario. So we've retired to the no bug zone, and tonight's going to be a lot like last night. We're just going to relax, watch the fire from a distance, play some Yahtzee maybe, and yeah, just probably turn in fairly early. There are whippoorwills in this site too, which is going to make sleeping interesting. They did keep us up for most of the night last night, but hopefully, you know, we'll be tired enough that we'll just conk out. We'll be good to go. But yeah, I'll keep you informed if anything fun happens. Otherwise, it's just be a nice quiet night. That whippoorwill is so loud and right in our campsite. Maybe it'll fly away. So hubby just reminded me that it's a strawberry supermoon tonight. Well, we're pretty much packed up. Getting ready to leave site 224 on Serpentine Lake. Ended up really liking this site. I like how compact everything was. I liked our view from our tent. The view down the lake is absolutely gorgeous, especially with the campfire pit right here. Now we're off on another big travel day. So here we are, heading up to the end of Serpentine Lake towards the portage into North Rathbun. Absolutely gorgeous here. So about this portage, we weren't sure we were going to do it. Originally our plan was to come up into Serpentine and then go back the same way. But looking at the maps, we just decided let's just do it. Let's just do the whole loop. Unfortunately, we are doing the loop backwards. It was the only way we could get bookings for sites, which means we're doing this portage uphill, and it's 1,400 meters. So we estimate it's going to take us an hour and a half to 2 hours to do, because we do have to double trip. So we have to take the first load of gear across, come back empty-handed, get the last load, and go across again. So we do have a plan. We have snacks. We've got our water filter handy. We kind of have a plan for keeping hydrated, keeping the energy up, taking our time. We're wearing our water socks and our long pants so we don't get eaten up by the bugs. Yeah, and we're going to take our time and be safe about this and get her done and see how it goes. We are loving the scenery on Serpentine Lake. The shoreline is just stunning. Every little nook and cranny, there's something new to see. We've seen so many herons. And it's actually perfect paddling conditions. The lightest breeze to cool you off, but not enough to cause waves. It's a good day so far. We'll see how it goes. So we made it to North Rathbun, 1,415 meters. We did it in 26 minutes. What we've done is we drank our water bottle. We've got the gravity feed bag set up to refill it. We have another water bottle on the other side and some snacks. We're rested up and it's time to go. This guy's being goofy. And there we are. So we've got moose tracks in the mud. And farther up here there's some scat too. So this is what a lot of this trail is. Open rock, spectacular views. Shoxy getting crazy on the stone. And beautiful forest. And whole whack of moose poop. We're almost back to the canoe. Well, we've had a snack, some water, and a rest. Time to tackle this portage with the last load. Here we are, rocking the portage. I took the canoe up the first part that was really steep. Then there's a brace up there, so I braced the boat. And we had a little break and switched off. And the plan is, hubby's got to muscle along as far as he can, and when he needs a break, we'll trade off again. But we got this. The hardest part is actually done. That steep part's a bit of a killer. Now it's just a nice walk through the woods. Last portage of the day. We crushed that 1,400 meter one. At the end, we actually, the conservation officers were coming up, so we were chatting and we had lots to tell them because we saw a moose. First we saw the tracks, then we saw the poop, then we saw the actual moose. And oh my gosh, that was a thrill of a lifetime. 50 feet away, if even that far, just munching away on the leaves. So we just had a nice half-hour chat with the wardens and told them all about the moose. And now we've just crossed North Rathbun Lake here. This is the end. Absolutely beautiful, small little lake, nice little paddle. Yeah, now we just have a very short 186-meter portage into Rathbun, and then our site is basically right there. So we're gonna get at it. We're still pretty flying high on adrenaline, so we got lots of energy. This portage is alongside a set of waterfalls and a creek, all formed by a beaver dam at the top. A couple of turtles basking in the sun. And here we are on Rathbun Lake, one of our favorites. So excited. We just have to go a little bit up here on the left, a few hundred meters, and we're at our site. And this is it. This is home for our last night of our trip, Site 202, Rathbun Lake. Fire pit's got a fantastic view of the lake. This site is huge and open. Lots of great possible tent pads. Nice frontage. We're super happy to be here. There's some little baby animal in there that keeps squeaking at us. I don't know if you can see him though with my video. After a long day and a long portage, it feels great just to soak my feet in the cold water, rest them up, stretch them out. Can't beat this view either. So we're relaxing down by the water, eating some Pringles and soaking our sore feet. And the dog all of a sudden has his tail between his legs and he's looking at us and looking under this rock. I'm like, well, what on earth is that? It's a giant snake, of course, because today's the day that we're just going to see all the wildlife, apparently. Let me see if I can show you here. There it is, all curled up, absorbing the heat of the day. Beautiful. So the fire's going and it's time to cook dinner. We're having spaghetti. So I have a pot of water on the fire already boiling for the pasta. For the sauce, this is, in this little container, I have a 640 milliliter jar of sauce that's been dehydrated and powdered. I have about a cup of dehydrated vegetables, along with, I added some sun-dried tomatoes and roasted green peppers, also dehydrated. So you can see how that all looks. It's kind of like flakes and powders. Shake that out there. You can see these are the green peppers. This is a chunk of sun-dried tomato. There's peas and carrots in there. And then I have dehydrated chicken. This is canned chicken you get from Costco. I find it's the best for dehydrating. You just rinse it, throw it on your trays, dehydrate it till crispy. So I'm going to add that. And the plan to cook this is I'm going to add just a bit of water, just enough water really to cover all the chicken, the veggies, and the sauce. I'm going to bring that to a simmer over the fire and let that kind of just simmer. I'll just keep adding water until it's like a sauce-like consistency. Oh, this is going to be so much food. It's going to be great. And then until it's soft. And in the meantime, we'll boil the pasta, get it all rolling. So I'm not straining our spaghetti because I used my pot lid to do the sauce. And as you can see, it rehydrated like beautifully. Everything is, the peas are all plumped up. This just looks like I poured out a jar of sauce, which is fantastic. I'm just going to scoop out the pasta using my tongs. And then to dress it up, we've got salt, pepper, Montreal steak spice, Parmesan cheese, and Frank's Red Hot sauce. The only thing I wish I brought was some bannock to make a little bit of garlic bread to go with this. Alrighty, we're gonna dig in. Good morning. Last morning at camp. Here's the food barrel and equipment bag explosion. Breakfast today is just some power oatmeal. I've got it here. It's generous helpings of instant oatmeal, dried cranberries, chia seeds, and there's a little container of dark chocolate chips in there. That'll be yummy. We've got some coffee left. Shoxy's guarding the back end of the campsite, lounging around. That's our power oatmeal breakfast. It's gonna be awesome, and it's exactly the energy we need in the morning. Last morning at camp. It's always kind of bittersweet. We're super proud of everything we've done and excited to share with people back home all about our adventures. But we're also sad to leave. So we're just packing up the last few things, and I took the water bag down. And I noticed this morning it was really filtering slowly. And I'm going to show you why. So inside your gravity feed bag, there is an inside debris filter that stops chunks from getting down into the this ceramic filter. So I did this, I turned inside out and I wiped this, and you could see it was just completely covered in algae from the water. So when we get home, I'll give this bag a really good thorough rinse through. Then I'll probably fill it up with water, hang it up outside, put a couple capfuls of bleach and just let it run through, give it a good cleaning. Yeah, then it should all be good to go again. So we're saying goodbye to campsite 202 on Rathbun Lake. All we need to do today is paddle across Rathbun to the portage down to Anstruther, and then paddle Anstruther, which is some big water. We are hoping it's not too busy along the way. There's a canoe going past right now, so we're going to give them a bit of a head start because we'll just have to wait at the portage anyways and take our time because we're not in any kind of a rush. So we're taking a little detour at the Rathbun Portage to check out the waterfalls. And that there is a man-made jacuzzi tub. All the rocks all around it. Pull those sticks out and you can sit right in there. I have so many memories as a kid and as a scout playing in these waterfalls every summer. There'd be like 30 kids with life jackets just traipsing around the water. It was such good times. So this is the beaver dam that backs up all the water that basically causes that amazing waterfall. It's very cool. And there's a convenient little beach for the doggo. Get in there, Shoxy. Hey everybody, so we're just about across Anstruther Lake and we are just lollygagging a bit because there's some people ahead of us with dogs in their boat. We want to give them a chance to do the put in before we get there. Lots of drama at the portage, unfortunately. We passed a nice young couple of young men who were on their way into the park with all their fishing stuff and their canoe and their gear, and while we were loading up, they came back around needing help because the one guy got the fishing lure caught in his knuckle of his pointy finger. And it's a treble hook with barbs. Not good. We did the best we could. If I'm not fishing, I don't carry pliers. I will now though. But they were able to run, his buddy was able to go to the cottage next door and get some pliers. I gave them some alcohol wipes, bandages, and some advice on how to get it out, but in the current climate, I mean, I couldn't be up close and personal and helping too much. Hopefully they had a plan to get it out. There's no way to do it that isn't painful, unfortunately, and I'm a little worried he's gonna have some damage to his finger. But what can you do? You know, my friends, family will attest on my OCD. You know, one of my big rules when camping is you never travel with your fishing lures on your line, ever. You take them off and you secure them for exactly this reason. It only takes a second for a lure to get caught in a finger, an ear, a cheek, a calf, and that's devastating to a trip. So, weird way to finish off a trip. We are enjoying our paddle across the lake. It's quite nice. It's really calm, one of the calmest I've ever seen Anstruther. I'm going to sign off here simply because it's going to be busy at the put-in, and I want to get in and get our stuff out of the way and keep going. But thanks so much for watching. This has been just an incredible adventure with a crazy finish, I guess. Lots of wildlife, good times, and I can't wait for the next.